I'll be honest, the starting of this guy's life is kind of boring. April 20th, 1889, in a small town right on the border between Austria and Germany. This guy, Adolf Hitler, was born. His dad, Alois, worked as a customs official, and by all accounts, he was a bit of a grumpy guy. Typical, German Viennese father. Very strict. His mother, Clara, was the opposite. She was soft-spoken, fixated on little Adolf, and was honestly the only person he seemed to truly love in his entire life. And growing up, Hitler wasn't some kind of genius or future supervillain. And I think oftentimes we like to look at these, terrible monsters throughout history and create these monster stories. And I think sometimes by looking at these people as, pure evil, we neglect what makes people this way. And sometimes we let history repeat itself. So I think by having a full view on all these terrible dictators, we can have a more robust idea of what makes them and how to stop it. So growing up, he was just kind of a regular kid. His biggest dream as a child, he wanted to be an artist. Yes, Adolf Hitler thought he was going to be a painter for a living. And here's the interesting thing. He wasn't a terrible artist. He could draw, buildings really well. His architectural sketches were actually pretty solid. But people, faces, emotions, not great. Yeah, he couldn't capture that pretty much at all. And that becomes a bit of a theme in his life. He's good at structure, understanding, the sort of broad outlines of things, but very bad at people and mitigating emotions. So let's fast forward to 1907. He's 18, he's living in Vienna, and full of confidence, he applies to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts, which is essentially like the Harvard of art schools at the time. But he gets rejected. Not once, but twice. First in 1907, then again in 1908. Both times they told him flat out, you suck. That same year, his mother dies of breast cancer, which he takes incredibly hard. Remember, that was one of the few people he ever truly loved in his life. And he just kind of gives up. No school, no job, no plan. And he eventually ended up living in men's hostels and, almost halfway houses around Vienna. Basically homeless and survived by selling these little watercolor postcards on the street. But during this time, something else started to grow. A lot of resentment and a lot of blame. And instead of looking inward, maybe I should take more art classes or focus on something that I can truly do really well and, help the world,